Okay, welcome to part 6. This should be the finale. We've talked about triggers and stalling, and when we have an abrupt stall, about where to hook up and what to suspect, and the critical components to make the car run, the power, the ground, the injection, the spark, the timing, of course DTCs, trouble codes, things like that. Here's a hypothetical right here. There's the scope, there's the screen we're running. We have 8 channels. Everything is set up originally, but I did flip one channel. Channel C green, although I did write it in purple, is at the top side of the connector right there. If we had a customer that said he took it to somebody because it occasionally stalled when he went over a bump, and one time a technician looked at it and he banged his fist on the under dash fuse relay box in the upper left kick panel, and he got it to stall, but he really couldn't narrow in on what component was bad. So with that in mind, just take a look at the way we're set up here, and let's see if we can sort of catch this one in the act. Okay, as I said, this is we're hooked up. We're allocating 3 channels to pretty much we call it power distribution, because that's where we're narrowing in on this problem. Although we are scoping other channels, as you've seen in the past, coils, injectors, crank signals, things like that. We're still triggered on the crank, and we're going to see what happens here. So with that being said, the car is running. We have all those channels hooked up. Let's take a look at what we got here. Look at your schematic, and and of course the blue is the injector current ramp, the red is the coil current ramp, gray is power to an ignition coil, orange is power to an injector. But the 3 colors we want to concentrate on now are the yellow, the purple, and the green. They're wired to power distribution, and that's pretty important because we've heard the symptom, we've heard the explanation from the customer. So let's kind of free up the screen and look at those guys. Let's go to okay, we got our trigger. I just took something off the screen. We still got 8 channels, but we want to make a nice clear screen. Green is the that would be practically at the underhood fuse box, where it enters into the underhood fuse box. Yellow is at the ignition switch, at the hot feed to the ignition switch, and purple is the output to the ignition switch. So let's go in and kind of see if we can jerk something around inside that car and see what happens. We're triggered on the crank, as we've been all along, on channel H, burgundy. So let's kind of, let me go in and kind of give it a visual and shake some wires and see what happens. Stalled. We've narrowed it down to a connection, but let's analyze the scope. Crank sensor did its thing, and wow, okay, we almost hit the gap, but we got our information. We got to make do with what we got. Okay, purple went down, yellow went down. Look at your test port. Look at your schematic. Look where the green test lead in. That one stayed strong. So we would narrow this down, and we found a bad bulkhead connector, and we're going to clean it up and fix it. But nonetheless, we used our trigger. We put our test leads in certain spots on the circuit. We narrowed it down, and we found the problem. Anyway, this should be the end of the lab scope triggering. Best to you, Gary and Chip and the crew. Stay well, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.